Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday sermon. Each week, we try to bring you a message that will try to bring you happiness, something that you can tell your friends about, a message that will just simply help you feel better for the week. Well, this week, we're truly blessed in that we're going to have St. Joseph with us, the father of Jesus. So, Joseph is ready to speak with you. So, let us begin. Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank you for listening this morning. Yes, Barry does try to bring you a message every week. He understands that people need messages. Your times are very difficult. Much is going on around you. There are many things taking place that you feel you have no control of. But there are many things that you do have control of. It is true. In that lifetime, I was so blessed to be the father of Jesus. Can't imagine what that was like. It was such an incredible experience. But even though it was an incredible experience, there were periods of grief, there were periods of great love. I suffered all of the emotions that you suffer today. My son was killed at a very young age. He was 31 years old. I had to live through that grief. I had to conquer it, and I had more to do with my life. I had to look out for his family. I had to do many things. I had to conquer that grief, just the same as all of you suffer intense grief and have to conquer it as well. I tried to be the best father that I could be. Now, I know you're sitting out there saying, well, that wasn't hard. Your son was Jesus. What could have been difficult about that? Well, first of all, I had to make sure that he lived. You remember what Herod was trying to do to him? He wasn't trying to hold him and pat him and say he loved him. He was trying to kill him. Herod responded by killing all the male babies in that town. How do you think you would react if you found out that the king, the most powerful person, was trying to kill your son? Well, we were blessed. The wise men had given us presents that we could use to finance our fleeing from the country. And we went to Egypt and we lived there until it was safe to come back. But I had to watch over that whole trip, that journey. It wasn't a time that you could call up and make a hotel reservation. It was a difficult trip, but I made it happen. Mary and I watched over our baby until it was safe to return. And then we came back and we were faced with problems. It wasn't easy living under the Romans. Keep in mind that we were of Jewish descent, and the Romans seemed like they were always at the throats of the Jews. It was a very, very difficult time to raise our children, but we did it. I did everything I could do to show every ounce of love that was available for me to show. Mary did the same thing. You see, we were normal parents. We were raising our child, even though that child, as we found out later, was actually God. We had to raise him and assure that he was alive to spread his words. I showed him love. I tried to show him everything I could do to educate him. I couldn't send him away to a fancy school. We had to simply tell him. We were poor people. We didn't have access to books. We did everything that we could do to assure that his future was secure, and we didn't know what his future was. We knew he was special. We knew that he was going to do things that were going to affect many, many people. Do you think we knew that he was going to speak the words that would affect billions and billions of people for thousands of years? We had no concept of that. All we could do was our best to raise him. Now, each of you out there that have children, the best you can do is everything that you can do to show love, to help educate, to do what you can to do the best for that child. Today, there are many children that don't know God. If you don't know God, you don't know the simplicity of the message that will help bring you happiness in your life. If you know a child that doesn't know God, try to help him. Now, don't beat him over the head with the Bible, make him memorize verses, but simply tell him. Tell him the common sense that he should never do anything that he doesn't want done to him. Many families are having trouble feeding their children. Help them. Guide them to a shelter. Guide them to a place where they can gain food, where they can help do what is necessary to raise their children. You see, it is a time of much pain. Think of what the families in Europe are going through. They've been attacked, they've been driven from their homes are destroyed. War is a horrible, terrible thing. Children are being killed. Imagine that, an army killing children. They're killing women. They don't care who they kill. They're true evil, and they have to be defeated. But this is nothing new. This has been going on since man realized that they could kill their fellow person. But the fathers can help change all this. The fathers can help guide. The fathers show love. If you show love to your children, they'll show love to other people. If you beat your wife, they'll beat their wives. Think of a father as being a mirror. The children will watch that reflection and they will emulate it. You can be a good father and they'll emulate good. Or you can be a bad father and guess what? They'll be bad as well. The simple message of God, the simplicity of his messages, the simplicity of his words, those are what you as a father need to show to your child. Now, mothers mothers are incredibly important as well. They're the ones that actually spend the most time with the child. Mothers, a mother's love is natural. Now, there are people with mental problems where it's not natural, but in general, the mother spends the most time with the child and plays a large role in how they develop. The father plays a different role. The father the father goes to work every day. The father earns money. Now, today the women are I'm not saying that there's not an equality between men and women because there is. If you understand the role of reincarnation, you come back as a man, come back as a woman, you have the same abilities in either sex. But the role is different. The mother plays a role with the family, as does the father. If both of the family members, the parents, show this love and devotion towards the children, teach them of God, then the odds are pretty good that that child is going to do well. But what about the children that have maybe parents that don't care? Well, that child is going to turn to his peers. He's going to sell drugs. He's going to turn to violence. He's going to do all the things you don't want a child to do. Try to help children that you know that are not sure of their path. If the parents are not doing it, try to encourage them, get them into sports, take them on a camping trip, show them a world that exists other than what they see every day. Do not ever think that a child cannot be saved. They're young minds. Once they see that there is an alternative, quite often they will choose to follow it. Stress education. I'm not saying that they all need to go to college, but stress that they need to learn how to get a job. There are many, many people out there that don't need these fancy educations. There are people that can be carpenters, plumbers. These are all jobs that are critical. There's no way that the civilization can advance if it doesn't have people that do vocational work. Love. Love is always the answer. If you show love to your children, the odds are pretty good that they will show love to those around them. Now, children can be very mean. They can be very mean to each other, and that's sadly a fact. But that's where the golden rule comes into play. They need to understand that they do not want to be treated as they are treating others. You must instill that in their heads. The family is the most important foundation for children. You can try to help from the outside, and quite often you can be very successful. But the mother is with the child from birth. The mother is extremely important in showing that love. That mother has to be living on a foundation of faith herself. It all comes down to your foundation. If the mother loves God, if the father loves God, the odds are pretty good that the child will grow up loving God as well. When you see a child that needs help, try to show mentoring to them. Make sure that the families around you can help feed those poor children that are hungry. All of your societies are very rich. There's no need for hunger. If an individual has great wealth and does not help feed the poor, they are not doing what they should be doing. So I want to thank you I want to thank you today for allowing me to speak. I spoke as a father because I was the father of Jesus. But you are all incredibly important as fathers. You're incredibly important as mothers. You're incredibly important as mentors. You are incredibly important as those that show charity and philanthropy to those that need it. So thank you for listening. I know my son is blessing all of you as I speak. Feel those blessings, feel that energy, go forth and follow his words. Thank you very much. Okay, lived up to expectations. I hope that all of you go out and show love. Show love to your friends, your family. Just do what is right. Use common sense. We will be back again next week. Next week is Mother's Day. And guess who? Mary is coming, the ultimate mother. So, looking forward to next week. We will talk with you then. God bless all of you. Please show love to your neighbors.